Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling what is easily one of the most heavily tested and honestly kind of the most easily confused topics on the Series 7, variable life insurance and variable universal life. Now, real quick, before we dive into the deep end, this Explainer is brought to you by CertFuel. They've got this absolutely killer Series 7 course with adaptive study quizzes, smart flashcards, and unlimited practice exams that are weighted exactly like the real thing to get you totally test day ready. You can check it out over at certfuel.com. All right, let's get right into it. Look, I'm just going to give it to you straight right out of the gate. The Series 7 absolutely loves to trick you on insurance products. It's a classic trap. They know you've been grinding away, studying equities and options for weeks, right? So they toss in a few insurance questions wrapped up in all this dense finance jargon just to see if you'll trip over your own feet. But don't worry, because by the end of this explainer, you are going to be completely bulletproof on these concepts. Okay, let's jump right in. Meet variable life insurance. To make sense of this, I want you to picture our friend, Carla the customer. Now, Carla wants life insurance to protect her family, obviously, but she also wants to invest in the market to grow her money. That is exactly where variable life insurance, or VLI, comes into play. For Carla, choosing this policy means two big things. First, she pays a fixed premium. Every single month, she's writing a check for the exact same amount. No surprises. Second, her cash value goes into what's called a separate account. So instead of the insurance company holding all the risk in their boring, super safe general account, Carla actually gets to select sub-accounts, which are basically mutual funds, and she takes on the investment risk herself. Okay, to make sure you never forget how the guarantees work here, I need you to imagine something totally ridiculous. Picture Carla literally jumping out of an airplane right over Wall Street, okay? She's wearing a parachute on her back, and she is clutching a regular old-school backpack in her arms. That parachute? That is her guaranteed minimum death benefit. No matter how badly the stock market crashes, her parachute is absolutely guaranteed to open. The death benefit will never, ever fall below the face value of the policy. But that backpack she's holding, that is her cash value. And if the market tanks, she unzips that backpack midair and nothing but a single sad little moth flies out. All right, listen up, because this right here is a massive exam trap. The crucial point is, do not confuse the parachute with the backpack. If Carla's separate account investments absolutely tank, she opens that backpack midair and finds literally nothing. There is zero guaranteed minimum cash value. It can decline all the way to zero. But her heirs, her family, they still get the parachute. The death benefit never drops below that minimum face value floor. Really lock that visual in your brain for test day. Moving right along, let's talk about VLI's flexible cousin, VUL. Remember how Carla had to write the exact same check every single month for her VLI policy? Well, life happens, right? Maybe Carla gets a huge bonus at work one month, but then the next month her car breaks down and she has all these unexpected repairs. That's where VUL comes in. Variable universal life combines the separate account investment choices we just talked about with the flexible premiums of universal life. The magic word you need to key in on here is universal. In the insurance world, universal means Carla can actually adjust her premium payments within certain limits, and she might even be able to adjust her death benefit too. Okay, time to test yourself. The exam question says, Carla has a fixed premium variable policy. Is this VLI or VUL? I want you to literally pause the explainer right now, say your answer out loud, and then hit play when you're ready. I'll wait. Did you get it? The answer is VLI, variable life insurance. If it says fixed premium, it simply cannot be universal. The universal component is exclusively what adds that premium flexibility. So drill this into your head. If you see the word universal, you immediately think flexible. All right, let's flip the script a bit and look at the rules, reps, and licenses. Enter Riley the rep. Riley is the broker selling this policy to Carla, and by doing so, he triggers this massive regulatory domino effect. If Riley sells anything, and I mean anything, with the word variable in the title, a chain reaction happens. Variable means the money goes into a separate account. Because the customer is taking on the investment risk, the SEC steps in and says, yep, that is officially a security. And because it's a security, Riley is legally required to hand Carla a prospectus. It's a straight line. Variable equals separate account equals security equals prospectus. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, pop quiz number 2. Knowing what we just discussed about how these products are classified, to sell VLI or VUL, how many licenses does Riley the rep need? Go ahead, pause the explainer, and take a guess. Boom! He needs two. Because variable life and variable universal life cross over two totally different financial worlds, Riley needs dual licensing. He's got to have a securities license, like his Series 6 or his Series 7, and he needs a state insurance license. Oh, and of course, he has to be associated with a broker-dealer to make it all happen.
Let's put it all together for the great insurance showdown.
When we look at all these options side by side, there's a really clear dividing line. Variable life and whole life, they both have fixed premiums. VUL and regular universal life, they have flexible premiums. But the real secret sauce, the thing that changes everything, is where the cash actually goes. For whole life and universal life, the money just goes into the insurance company's general account. That means the insurance company is taking the risk, not the policyholder. Warning, warning. This brings us to another massive exam trap. Please do not fall for this on test day. Whole life and standard universal life are not securities. Let me repeat that. Not securities. Because they use the general account, they are insurance products only. No prospectus required, no Series 7 required. Only the policies with the word variable in the name use the separate account and actually get treated as securities. All right, last big comparison. Life insurance versus annuities. So while both of these are securities that use a separate account, their primary purposes in life are completely different. If Riley the rep is sitting down doing a needs analysis for Carla, he absolutely has to know her end goal. If Carla's main goal is death benefit protection for her family, maybe with a little cash value growth on the side, Riley should absolutely recommend variable life. But if Carla's primary goal is tax-deferred retirement savings and generating a stream of income that she literally cannot outlive, well then Riley should recommend a variable annuity. Let's see if you can spot a really sneaky trick they like to pull. Does variable life insurance use accumulation units or annuity units? Pause the explainer one last time and lock in your answer. No, absolutely not. It doesn't use either. This is a classic trick the Series 7 uses just to see if you're blindly guessing at finance words. Accumulation units, annuity units, the assumed interest rate or AIR concept, those belong strictly to variable annuities. Variable life insurance does not use units at all. It just simply uses cash value. You've got to keep the mechanics of those two products totally separated in your head. Okay, deep breath. We are in the home stretch. Time for a rapid-fire recap. Takeaway number 1. VLI means fixed premium. VUL means flexible premium. Remember, the word universal is your bright green light for flexibility. Takeaway number 2. Memorize the domino effect. The word variable means the money is in a separate account. That means it is legally a security. And that means a prospectus is strictly, absolutely required. Takeaway number 3. Selling variable products requires dual licenses. You need a securities license and a state insurance license. Whole life and regular universal life, just insurance. So knowing all this, how confident do you feel about Carla's parachute and Riley's rulebook as you head into test day? Review these takeaways one more time, and you're going to be unstoppable. Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer.